The New World Order. Now that's a phrase, isn't it? It just kind of whispers of secret plots, shadowy figures, some hidden hand pulling all the strings and guiding the fate of the world.
I'm willing to bet you've come across it. Maybe scrolling online, or deep in some documentary, or yeah, probably in a very heated comment section. But what are we actually talking about when we use that phrase?
Okay, so let's start with the myth, the big conspiracy theory. The story usually goes something like this, right? There's this secret global elites, and their master plan is to create one single world government. To do it, they cook up crises, things like pandemics, all to get more control. The end goal? Taking away your freedoms and using crazy surveillance and even mind control to keep us all in line.
And the cast of villains in this story? Well, you'll probably recognize the names. It's always these secretive groups like the Trilateral Commission, super powerful families like the Rothschilds, big-name figures like George Soros, and of course, global organizations like the UN. They're all supposedly the puppet masters, pulling the strings from behind the curtain.
I mean, it's a heck of a story, super gripping, but here's the twist. What if I told you that the phrase New World Order wasn't first whispered in some secret smoke-filled room? Nope. It was said out loud for everyone to hear right in front of the US Congress. And get this, the date was September 11th, 1990.
The person who said it? None other than President George H.W. Bush. And here's exactly what he said. Out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge. A new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace.
Now, context is everything here. You gotta understand what was happening in the world at that exact moment. This wasn't some random speech. Just a few months before, the Berlin Wall had come down. The Cold War was basically over. But then, boom, a whole new crisis explodes. Iraq invades Kuwait. So Bush's speech wasn't some abstract idea, it was a direct response, trying to paint a picture of how countries could work together now that the old rules were gone.
So right there, you see this huge gap between the myth and the reality. The conspiracy theory imagines a secret plot for total world domination. But the reality? It was a publicly stated vision for countries to cooperate, to stand up to a dictator's aggression, and to do it all out in the open through things like UN resolutions. But here's the thing. Bush didn't just invent this idea out of thin air, not at all. He was tapping into a concept that had actually been in the works for decades. You could call it the blueprint for a rules-based world.
Now, the fancy political science term for this is the Liberal International Order. And what is that? Well, it's basically the system that was put together after the absolute devastation of World War II. The core idea was, hey, maybe we can prevent another catastrophe